Hi everyone, if you're new here, my name is Brooks Wood. I'm a content and travel creator based in Denver, Colorado. I've been wanting to film this video for a really long time now, and I'm just finally getting around to it as I've been super busy, but I'm really excited to share that I just quit my 9-to-5 job, and I am in exchange going to be chasing my dreams. I'm going to be going, and I'm going to start traveling full-time and working to be a content creator and a full-time photographer. I've been waiting to quit my regular 9-to-5 since I was probably a sophomore in high school. That's when I really started getting into photography and I kind of started to really fall in love with it. And that's when I really knew that that's what I wanted to do. But at the time I just didn't really know how that was possible, and at that point I felt like that working a regular job was the only way. So what really kind of started my passion and my interest for photography was when I was in sophomore year of high school. So my mom is also a photographer. She's a big inspiration to me, and I love watching her and how she runs her business. But she was trying to upgrade one of her cameras at the time. She was trying to get a better camera for her business, and she was selling her other one, her older one, and so I ended up buying it off of her for a couple $100, and just so I had a camera, because I thought it would be kind of an interesting hobby just to pick up. And so that's what I did, and I loved it right away. I knew that that was something that I was definitely deeply passionate about, and so I continued to take pictures just throughout like different areas in Colorado, and I definitely saw an increase in skill right away. So I was very excited though to start my photography career then. So after I bought that camera in sophomore year of high school, I really didn't get out too much. So junior and senior year, I was working a lot of stuff through the school and after school programs, that kind of stuff. So I never really had time, and so I kind of didn't really spend too much time working on my photography and improving my skills. Most of the time that I spent and improved on my skills was in senior year of high school and after I graduated. So I graduated in 2020, and that was a very weird year to graduate for sure. And I wasn't quite sure what I wanted to do after I graduated. I saw everyone else going off to college and following that regular route that everyone follows, and I just really felt strongly that that wasn't where I needed to be or where I was going in life. And so I really felt like there was something else out there for me, and I just hadn't found it yet. And sure enough, I ended up taking a gap year. So in that gap year, the very first summer after I graduated, I actually ended up going to Glacier National Park, which was a great experience. So I was living up there, I was working up there, they provided me with housing, and I also had food, and there was like a grocery store nearby, and I lived a mile outside of the park, so I was able to go hop on my bike, go to the grocery store to get food, and I could spend my days off in the park. I could bike into the park, spend the day at the lake and go swimming, or just lay at the beach or take photos at the beach by the lake, and it was probably one of the most spectacular summers of my entire life. And I met a lot of amazing people, a lot of other photographers, and a lot of other just really cool people all over from, I mean, actually all over the world, which was super cool, but more into that later. Working and living in Glacier National Park was a really good experience for me, especially for my photography skills. Being able to just be out there and take photos every single day of just like the wildlife and the mountains and everything going on was amazing, and I loved every minute of it. And my skills greatly increased because of my opportunity to be out there and to take those photos, and I'm definitely very grateful for that. So after I spent the summer of 2020 living in Glacier National Park, I had another really great opportunity. I actually moved to St. Croix, which is in the US Virgin Islands, and I actually lived there for, I believe, 2 months. I had yet another job that I found out there, and it was a server job and also a host, and it was a really great experience, and I loved working out there. And it wasn't the best job necessarily, but just being able to live on that island again, and I also bought a drone, which was super fun for me because I was able to start using that drone, and I loved taking drone photos and drone videos, and that was something I also kind of got into when I was living out there, was taking those drone videos, and I really enjoyed it, and I did meet quite a few cool people out there, and that is definitely a highlight of my life, and it definitely improved my camera skills greatly. Alright, so after I spent that 2 months in St. Croix in the US Virgin Islands, I basically came home flat broke, didn't have any money, used the last of my paychecks from St. Croix to buy a one-way flight home back to Denver, and that was kind of the end of that. And that's kind of where I really started to get into the rut of working the 9 to 5. I came home from St. Croix and I was working 2 different jobs. I was working at a vet's office and I was working at a retail store in the mall, and I really enjoyed both of those jobs, but I just truly, like, every day that I was there, it just felt like I wasn't really truly happy, and it didn't really feel meaningful to me. And every day I kind of was just like, you know, there's something bigger out there for me that I still haven't figured out, and let alone I didn't know that the whole time this was what it was I was meant to be a content creator and traveler and a photographer. So to save up some money, I did end up staying in those 9 to 5 jobs. I was working those, I think, from January until roughly April, and then I did what every rational person would do. I moved again. I moved back up to Glacier National Park again for the same company and a different job, but I ended up working up there again for the entire summer, so it was closer to like 7.5 months for the second season. And once again, I just had like the most amazing experience. My roommate was actually from Thailand. I had another buddy from Thailand. I met multiple different people from Turkey, and they were amazing. And I also met a bunch of different people. I think I met a girl from Costa Rica. There was a girl from Cambodia, I believe. There's a lot of different people from a lot of different walks of life, and that was super cool experience, just being able to meet everyone and work with them this summer. And I also, of course, you know, got to go out and hike with all these people and take photos and explore with these people. It was a truly meaningful experience to me, and I loved every minute of it. Unfortunately, when I came back from Glacier this winter, I didn't have any money again, so I once again kind of fell into that rut, started working at a 9 to 5 again. I actually ended up moving to my aunt's house in Lakewood, and I lived with her for a little bit, and that's kind of where I started really getting, not on edge, but I would say very, I guess kind of on edge. Yeah, I guess you'd say on edge. I was feeling very on edge, and I just was really unhappy because I was working at a restaurant. I was working up front, and I was working with a lot of cool people. I liked a lot of the people that I worked with. They were all very cool. Unfortunately, it just didn't feel right again, and I was really just not happy, and every day it was just leading to like me going to work, coming home, eating, going to bed, waking up, eating, going to work, and then just repeating that cycle over and over again. And that just was not it for me. And so at one point I basically snapped, and I had this realization that that was not what I wanted to do anymore, and now I'm completely done with that cycle, and I really don't want to be doing that anymore because it's just exhausting me. And that really has led me to where I am today. And I'm no longer working at that restaurant. I already finished off my 2 weeks, and I am so happy that I finally made that decision. So what's next from here? So basically I'm going to start working on my business, start making everything better, improving it, hopefully building a website, working on my Instagram, reaching out to a lot of companies and see if they're going to start maybe doing some content creation programs for people, or even just like reaching out to a lot of companies and seeing if they want me to take some photos for them. And this summer I'm actually going to be going to Washington. I'm going to be spending probably 4 or 5 months up there, and I'm just going to be doing workaways, which is going to be a program that you can do, and you basically go up there and you do volunteer work in exchange for a bed and sometimes food as well. And so I'm just going to be basically going up there, just kind of bombing around Washington and checking that out, and hopefully doing a bunch of workaways. And I will be vlogging it, so you guys will be able to see that later. And so I'm going to hopefully do that from roughly June until maybe August or September. and then I'm gonna come home. I'm gonna have to finish up some final stuff, and then in November, from November 27th to December 23rd, I actually had a amazing opportunity, and I'm gonna be going to Kenya with a travel group, and I'm really excited. We're gonna be doing a lot of volunteer work, staying with host families, and we're going to be doing just a lot of backpacking and a lot of very inexpensive travel around the country, and we're going to be gone for a month, so that's going to be an incredible experience. I can't wait to take some photos, especially of the wildlife. I'm very excited to get out there and take some pictures of the giraffes and the rhinos and the everything else. So but yeah, so that is kind of it for today's video. Make sure to like and subscribe if you like this content, and to see my future vlogs and videos that are coming soon. Thanks again for watching, and we will see you guys soon. My name is Brooks, and if you like my travel videos, please make sure to subscribe and follow along for my journey as I'm traveling to all 197 countries.